Hello to you. I'm Fox 26 meteorologist Ramisha Shea. We've almost made it to the weekend, and of course, we're going to keep you posted on what's happening in the tropics for today and throughout the weekend. In fact, all throughout the remainder of our hurricane season, which is about 3 weeks away from going away for this year at least. So far, so good. We haven't had to deal with any major tropical cyclones hitting our area, but of course we did just have Hurricane Nicole hit Florida, then it weakened to a tropical storm, then a tropical depression, and now I'm happy to report that it is post-tropical. So we basically just have the remnants of Nicole at this point. And it is up close to the Charleston, West Virginia area, about 55 miles away from there. So currently, as of the latest advisory at 3 p.m., maximum sustained winds have dropped to 30 miles per hour. Movement off to the northeast at 47 miles per hour. So it is racing off to the northeast. So over the next day or two, whatever is left of it will be up in New England somewhere. So we won't have to deal with this for much longer. Pressure right at 1,000 millibars, and we've got the location right at 37.7 degrees north and 82.0 degrees west. So at this point, we're not worried about a lot of strong damaging wind because maximum sustained winds are down to 30 miles per hour. However, we are still concerned about the heavy rain threat and the tornado threat. Of course, this was a hurricane not long ago, so as that large scale circulation starts to break down, we do tend to see that higher risk for a few tornadoes developing. And that is what we are expecting for portions of the mid-Atlantic and Northeast. In fact, you can see some of those rain bands still associated with what's left of Nicole, impacting parts of the Carolinas, Virginia, up towards the Delmarva region, and also starting to push into the Northeast as well. And you can also see these severe risk categories. So we have a category 1 to 2 out of 5 risk for severe storms here. And this will include the Norfolk, Virginia area, a category 2 out of 5 risk for severe thunderstorms, including the threat for tornadoes. And we've also got that category 1 out of 5 risk for severe weather up around the Washington, D.C. area, down around Raleigh, North Carolina, and over towards Roanoke. So still some impacts from Nicole, even though this system is no longer a tropical cyclone. We're still dealing with some of the effects of what was once Hurricane Nicole. In fact, I want to show you some watches and advisories that we have. We do have a tornado watch at this point still out for portions of the North Carolina area and Virginia area up towards Richmond, Virginia. Tornado watch for you for the afternoon into the early evening through about 6 p.m. And then we've got this flood watch off to the west of the tornado watch, and that does include Asheville, North Carolina. So still the risk for heavy rain that could lead to flooding and that threat for a few tornadoes that could cause some structural damage and could injure you as well if you're out there. So make sure if you are going to be in those areas, if you know someone in those areas, just be extra cautious, extra careful, because even though Nicole is now post-tropical, Nicole still providing some issues for folks across the mid-Atlantic and parts of the Northeast to deal with for tonight into early tomorrow. Elsewhere across the Atlantic basin, the Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean, and in the Atlantic, fortunately, things have calmed down. They're quiet. We do have a few showers and storms out here, but nothing that looks like it's going to organize into anything that would make us concerned for the development of any additional tropical cyclones over the next couple of days. So very good news there. However, over the next several days, if we were to get some development in the Gulf of Mexico or the Caribbean, we still have pretty warm sea surface temperatures out there, still in the 80s across many spots in the Caribbean, 70s and 80s for the Gulf of Mexico. So still water warm enough to help to fuel some of these additional tropical cyclones if they can get going. We hope they don't get going. We hope things start to simmer down and stay quiet for the remainder of our hurricane season. But if we were to get an additional tropical cyclone in the Atlantic, Caribbean, Gulf of Mexico, that next name on the list would be Owen, and then we'd have Paula and then Richard. But the chances for that are getting lower and lower every day that passes. In fact, our tropical climatology will show you that this time of the hurricane season, the chance for getting a tropical depression, tropical storm, hurricane on the very low side. And we've only got a few weeks left, so we're hoping that we can keep things quiet. But of course, you know, if that does not happen, if we do get any more tropical action out there, you will be the first to know, because we do this update every single day, even on the weekend. You can always find more information information on the tropics and our local weather by heading to the App Store. Search for Fox 26, download that Fox 26 weather app, and you will have all of the weather information and weather tools you need right in the palm of your hand. So make sure to grab that if you haven't already. You can also stop by my social media pages and say hello to me, Ramisha Shade TV on Twitter, at Ramisha Shade Weather on Facebook, and at Ramisha Shade on Instagram. Have a great evening and a great weekend, and stay safe.